Hey everybody, what's up y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Tammy Talks here. Let's go ahead and get into Married at First Sight Season 14, Episode 7. This is my decision day. If you are brand new to my channel, I do breakdowns of various TV shows, interjecting my own thoughts, opinions, and theories into each recap. So, if you enjoy that type of content, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hop into the comment section, and thumbs up the video, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. So, let's talk Lindsey and Mark. Lindsey comes in and they're in the new apartment and she wants to start washing their dirty clothes already. So she kind of just jumps in and likes to take charge of everything. Mike appreciates how nurturing she is, but I can see how that would be kind of overwhelming. So she wants to get Mark a water bottle for sustainability. So Lindsey kind of strikes me as not only a minimalist, but probably someone that doesn't do a lot of waste. So she probably doesn't wash, she turns off the water while she brushes her teeth. She probably, doesn't leave water running for too long. Like she seems like one of those type of people. So she's going on and on about how she can buy Mark a water bottle. She's like, I have all different sizes at my house, 32 ounces, blah, blah, blah. I have a Yeti cup. I have a couple Yeti cups that I drink out of my house when I'm here. So I understand it, but I also have water bottle. Like I also buy cases of water. I get what Lindsey was doing, but it was coming across as a lot. So they get in bed, and I am so tired of watching this show and seeing these people not even, and granted, we don't know, but it appeared as if they did not shower and wash the flight off before getting into bed. Nonetheless, they're in bed, they're laughing, kind of joking around. Mark is telling her, like, we need to go in and get some sleep because we have, we have a big busy day ahead of us tomorrow. So, like, stop all that playing around. She's throwing the sheets off, the covers off, being Lindsey. So they get to Mark's apartment the next day. Made my skin crawl. Even though we didn't see any of the bed bugs, I felt the way watching the scene. They got on these full hazmat suits. Lindsey is nervous about going in there because she doesn't want to bring any bed bugs back. She said she herself has had bed bugs from traveling. And I want people to kind of realize too, you can get bed bugs from anything. You can get bed bugs from the movie theater. You can get bed bugs from just staying in a hotel. It doesn't mean that Mark is nasty. It just means that he went somewhere, one was on him, and they spread. They multiplied. So Lindsey has the idea that we're going to go in, grab some clothes, grab some things, throw it all in a bag, and then we're going to leave and move everything to her apartment. And I just kind of felt like the way that she was talking about it was as if Mark's things didn't have any value to him, and he needed to just kind of get rid of everything. So you go in there, the couch is gone, the bed is gone. Those were probably the items that were the most infested. So it's kind of like, it looks like somebody got evicted. That's how the apartment looks like. There's a few things here or there. They grab these garbage bags and Lindsey's like, let's just shove everything in there. So he's showing her, this is typically, where I sit and chill, watch TV. She's not interested in seeing any of that. She's like telling him he can get rid of all his plates. Why do you need all of these? Do you have emotional attachment to them? Let's get rid of them. And my thing is, if he's telling you that this set of dinnerware that he has is from his parents, who are you to tell him he doesn't need it? He did say that he typically eats off the same plate and washes it. I think that's true for anybody that lives alone. I have a full service set for 4. I use probably maybe the top 2 plates, but I also try to rotate them. But there's nothing wrong with him having more than one plate. But she keeps telling him, does it have emotional attachment to you? Get rid of it. But then we see her junky ass. We'll get there. So they're in his bedroom, and they're just taking clothes out and throwing it into garbage bags. And I'm thinking, like, don't you have to, like, wash the clothes? Or isn't there something that you need to do? It's very concerning the way that Lindsey was just so ready to just kind of cast what he had, all his stuff, throw it away. So she's like throwing stuff in. He has like different things, like, you know, from his parents or just from his childhood. He had a suitcase full of like baseballs, and she's like, why? Does it bring you emotional attachment? Girl, this is not for you to decide right now. This is not, we're purging things out of the apartment. This is him having to move because he basically got evicted. He can go through his things and decide what he wants and what he doesn't want. So she's like throwing stuff around, and then she knocked something over. It seemingly, I don't know what it was, but it sounded like it broke. So he's kind of flustered because he said that he's typically a very neat and orderly guy. This is not the way that he wanted to move his stuff. He wanted to take the time to pack stuff up, to probably go through and sort things. And the way that she's just throwing his stuff away, I thought it was tacky. I thought it was rude. And it kind of came across as if she doesn't give a damn about any of his stuff. Like, I get Lindsey has this nurturing mama bear spirit, but the way that she goes about it and the way that she handles it isn't always necessarily the best. So back at the new apartment, before that, I'm sorry. So now they get to Lindsey's apartment, right? Mark is hoping that her apartment is big enough so that if they do decide to get married, they can at least stay at her apartment for a little bit before, you know, they go look for something that's more for the both of them. Her apartment is shit everywhere. She got about 5-6 plants. She's telling him the names of all her plants. She's picking up the spray bottle and spraying the plants. It's like paper mache stuff hung on the wall. And it's like, Lord. So she says that she wants to grab the squatty potty. Her bedroom, her mattress is just there. No headboard, no footboard, just mattress. Just mattress. I thought it was on the floor, but I don't think it was on the floor. But it's just kind of like, he kept saying Lindsey's apartment was very Lindsey, right? He kept saying this is very you, very you, very you. You can tell she kind of took offense to that. I feel like her apartment was very her, though. It looked very much like if you were to walk, if they would have done like closed eyes, we didn't know whose apartment was whose, I would have absolutely assumed that was hers. Just because it looks like, you can look at some people based on what we've seen personality-wise, it looks like her apartment. So he's like overwhelmed by everything that's going on in there. You know, this cat's running around. And she said that we just saw his infested, dilapidated apartment, so he shouldn't be judging her. I feel like neither one of y'all should be judging the other because both of y'all apartments, Mark, your apartment with or without the bed bugs, it doesn't look that much bigger than hers. So I don't know what it's like being up in, I don't know what it's like being up in Boston, but their apartments like look very small. So back at the new apartment, you know, it's 5 cats up in there. I'm sure that goes against any type of tenant agreement that somebody would have. But there are 5 cats in there. Her cats are hissing. He said his cats don't hiss. The cats are running around. Like, it's a mess. I don't know if there was a fight underneath the bed, but she's under the bed trying to reach and grab the cats. And I said, whew, too much. So I guess Lindsey said that Mark's grandmother is down to 70 pounds, and that's not the greatest. That's very, very thin for an adult woman. So Lindsey said that Mark is a different person off camera than he is on camera. He's like very, I don't think she said he was kind of rude, but he's like very standoffish. He's kind of hot and cold. And she said that she's so overwhelmed by it that she's ready to explode. So her and Mark, she's sitting in the kitchen. Mark comes in and she tells him that she's having a hard time with him. She said that he's been different since the landlord started calling with all of that stuff. She knows that he's overwhelmed and he wants her to allow him to help. She said that she sees red flags with him, and like it's becoming a thing for her. He comes back and it's like, I see red flags with you too, but I'm choosing to work with them. I'm not acknowledging them because I know that we're still getting used to each other. So I'm just kind of rolling with the punches at this point. Lindsey said she needs to talk to Pastor Cal because she needs to get to the bottom of what's going on. She then says that she needs a moment, and they stare at each other. And he's like, if you need a moment, get up and walk away. She tells him, no, you walk away. I said, I know you fucking lying, Lindsey. If you tell me that you need a moment, then maybe, sweetheart, you need to get up and you need to leave the kitchen. I hate that Mark always has to, like, walk away because she says she needs a moment. So Pastor Carol comes over. And Mark is saying in his confessional how he feels that Lindsey's tone is condescending at times, even though she does mean well. And I agree with that. I think that her tone can be condescending as well. So Lindsey feels that he is not giving her the best version of himself. She said her feelings are hurt because he went from wanting to have sex with her and being very affectionate to not even wanting to hold her hand. He rolls his eyes. She gets mad about that. Now she's crying. Pastor Cal is like, I think you're scared to tell her things. So he wants Mark to tell Lindsey what it is that he's feeling, what he's going through, what's going on with him. He tells her that there's just been a number of things. First, it was, she was a lot at the wedding. She was even more on the wedding night. She had the issue on the plane. Then I guess there was something else that happened on the honeymoon. And he said that stuff threw him off. So he started to feel away. So now he starts tearing up. And he said, but he respects her enough to go slow with her. He said that the sex is great, but if he doesn't feel like himself, then he can't be into it. So he said that she keeps poking and poking at him, and he's not the type of person that pokes back. So Pastor Cal said that he understands. Lindsey said that she never gave him a reason to feel that way. Pastor Cal said that he understands what Mark is saying. So she said she doesn't get it because it was just a long run-on sentence. I said, this is what we mean by being condescending, heifer. Like, I just thought that was so rude. That was so rude. And I feel like Lindsey just always has this defense mechanism up that causes her to be rude. And Pastor Cal is like, this is what we're talking about. So he tells Lindsey, like, Lindsey, you don't have a filter. And she's like, nope, sure don't. And I would just never understand people that don't have a censor or don't have a filter and are proud of that. As an adult, that's nothing to be proud of. There's a difference between being somebody that always speaks your mind and someone that likes to get your point across and you're very straightforward and no one has to guess with you. And then there's a difference to just being someone that feels like it's okay to blurt everything out at the drop of a hat because you can. It's not having a filter. It doesn't make you any better of a person. It makes you childish is what it does. So Mark tells her that, her lack of a filter is different than him because that's not how he operates. And like while he's trying to talk, she's over talking him. Yep, you're different. Yep, you're different. Say what you want to me. And it's like, Lindsey, are you drunk right now? Have you been sipping a little bit of something? Because you're doing too much. How did you go from being crying and yelling at him to all of a sudden now you are trying to console him? What is going on? So Mark tells her that he wants her to let him fix things the way that he needs to. And I think the way that she came in and rushed through his apartment, it was ready to just throw all that stuff away. Granted, if you have bed bugs, yeah, the stuff needs to be thrown away. But it was kind of the way that she went about it, as if the things that he had didn't matter. I think that played a very, very, very big factor in that. So Lindsey wants affirmation. She wants Mark to know that she's there and for him to kind of acknowledge that she is trying to help and not just kind of, overdo it. Pastor Cal tells him, you need to give her You need to give yourself to him in small doses. You're a lot. And Pastor Cal tells them, y'all got what y'all asked for. You asked Mark for somebody who would, let you know that you love them, or let you know that they love you, and that Lindsey needs somebody. That was a lot. Y'all were matched, but y'all got to work on the communication of it all. Mark said in his confessional that the experts aren't there on a daily basis to see the bullshit, which basically means, in a very polite way, I see what you're saying, Pastor Cal. I acknowledge what you're saying, but you're not here with her every day. So until then, I'm going to keep handling it the way that I want to handle it. This is going to be a very volatile relationship because Lindsey does not listen. Lindsey is somebody that speaks because she wants to keep hearing herself talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. She doesn't acknowledge what Mark is saying. She doesn't care what Mark is saying. She wants to get out her point, and then she likes to repeat back what you're saying and put it into her own words. Good luck, Mark. Good luck, Mark.